you gonna dig this.
Is not so much real as surreal or above reality. So heightened reality, that's what I've been after.
realised pretty quickly you couldn't just go and rent any of this, it had to be made. Here we've got a team of makers who are about 20 local seamstresses. We think we bought about 15 kilometres of fabric.
Come from all over Malaysia, so the initial job was to get the elephants together so that they get to know each other, so that they like each other.
So the concept of this obviously was that final piece of voiceover would not have taken place there. And here we would have come back and she would have been hearing the waltz on the phonograph that she had danced with the king to. This was in fact a stage in Malaysia and the very, very, very last day of filming. So everyone was quite anxious to get to get out of there and get home. The makeup on Jodie was really amazing. The exteriors obviously weren't shot in Malaysia. This is indeed Cotswolds in England. We came back to England with Romley there to shoot just the exteriors. Jodie wasn't with us. But the scene indoors. Look at him. He looks like Yul Brynner. I mean, he's just an amazing man. This was back in Malaysia, last day of filming.
That you would be sitting here, sharing tea with me, Majesty.
As I told my wife and children, when you were my teacher, you assured me all roads led to London.
Now, this has not obviously been fine cut. This was a very early cut. But it was obvious once you saw the whole movie that there just was, it was another ending that we didn't need.
That it was his idea.
And I think also whenever you see an actress
it is unfortunate he never had the chance to
in old age makeup, it just becomes, I mean, she looks great, but you just know immediately that it's a beautiful woman in old age makeup. And that's difficult to pull off, I think, in any film.
That time is never.
But we did love that line. That was one of the things. Siam, everything has its own time, and sometimes that time is never. We thought that was pretty.
The day before
nice.
my father died.
But here we go with the gifts and the ring became this discussion between everybody. In fact, I mean the writers and the producers, the studio, Jodie, myself, just didn't know if it was that important.
He would be disappointed if you did not accept.
What is amazing in the process of writing and filming and editing is that there's the movie you plan, the movie you shoot, and the movie you find. And in editing, it's just an amazing process. It either works or it doesn't. And you really don't understand going in. You know, when we shot this scene, we actually thought this was incredibly important, and she was giving a wonderful performance, and you just never know.
Truly, I do not know what to say, Your Majesty, except that I am deeply honored. I have something for you as well.
Yeah, this is where we... But look at the way Jodie, I mean, her whole body language, everything was just, it was great. I mean, just the way she walked slowly, and it felt like every every muscle and bone in her body was in pain, and obviously, if this had music under it and all of that, it wouldn't feel so flat.
I shall treasure this always.
As I do its memory.
It would bring me much pleasure, Memana.
The truth is that King Chulalonghorn did, in fact, visit Anna Leon Owens in England. And I think the writers and myself, we felt it was important to show that she really did have that kind of influence, as much as the Thai people would like to dispute that fact. He did visit her, and they did have a relationship. So this, of course, would have been the pullback, and we have a dissolve. Yeah, that's not it, obviously. We didn't ever finish. And this would have been the end of the picture. But I think all in all we made the right decision, although I would like to have that house.